Hi, my name is Corey Whitteding, and today I'm going to be going over Chapter 5 with my partners Amy Storrs and Tyler Tucker. Chapter 5 is selecting which value streams to start with. The introduction we're going to begin with. Understand greenfield versus brownfield services. Consider both systems of record and systems of engagement. Start with the most sympathetic and innovative groups, expanding DevOps across our organization, and last but not least, the conclusion. First, we're going to begin with greenfield. Greenfield, from the definition I found on the internet, is a development of which we build upon undeveloped land. Brownfield is a development of which we build upon land that is previously used for industrial purposes, potentially with contaminated hazardous waste or pollution. Now, we all know, how does that apply with technology? Well, it doesn't. So we're going to begin with the technology side of things. In technology, a greenfield project is a new software project or initiative, likely in the early stages of planning or implementation, where we build upon our applications and infrastructure anew with few constraints. On the other end of the spectrum are brownfield DevOps projects. These are existing products or services that are already serving customers and potentially have been in operation for years or even decades. Although many believe that DevOps is primarily used for greenfield projects, DevOps has been used to successfully transform brownfield projects of all sorts. Next, we're going to go over consider both systems of record and systems of engagement. Systems of record typically have a slower pace of change and often have regulatory and compliance requirements. Systems of engagement typically have a much higher pace of change to support rapid feedback loops that enable them to conduct experimentation to discover how to best meet customer needs. It may be convenient to divide up our systems into these categories. However, we know that the core, chronic conflict between doing it right and doing it fast can be broken with DevOps. The data from Puppet's Lab State of DevOps reports, following the lessons of lean manufacturing, shows that high-performing organizations are able to simultaneously deliver high levels of standards, throughput, and reliability. Next, I'm going to have my partner talk about the most sympathetic and innovative groups. All right, Amy, take it away.
As we start the DevOps process, we're going to start by looking for those users who are innovators and early adopters, as they're always the ones looking to help with change, to help with the new processes, and it'll help us find those small successes in the beginning. And then as we build upon those early success stories, we'll be able to gather more of the majority of users who are going to be willing to look at these new processes and see how they can help in their areas of expertise. And then lastly, we will kind of get those late adapters who are more resistant to anything that requires change for them. Our thing we want to avoid the biggest is the Big Bang approach, trying to get everyone all at once, as that usually will hinder the process instead of helping us start with some small successes, which then equal over time into some very large successes.
Expanding DevOps across our organization. So the quote from the book that I really liked was, demonstrate early wins and broadcast our successes. Basically, the idea is to spread DevOps to the entire organization through, really demonstrate our wins, broadcast our successes, let people know that it is an effective method. First, we want to find innovators and early adopters. Focus on the people who want to help, who are more liberal, more open to the idea. And then you want to then keep the ball rolling with critical mass and silent majority. Expand it to more teams, get more people on board, and then identify the holdouts. So we go for the top people who are probably more likely to resist, and we influence them with our silent majority and with the successes that we've had, and we get the rest of the people on board. In conclusion, we want to remember these things, to reach out to early adopters and innovators, to spread the DevOps culture slowly but decisively, to make sure that we are starting small and that we are celebrating our victories as they come, and continually spreading out to the entire organization We want to identify holdouts and to convert them as soon as we can to this idea and focus on systems of engagement. And if we do this, we'll be able to change our culture over to a greater culture of DevOps for the company and have a lot more success and see the fruits of our labors.